of you guys have those creatures up there? A couple of you? Well, cats are actually one of the most invasive species on Earth, responsible for the death of 4 billion birds and 22 billion small mammals every year. But I love them. Those are my cats. And now, sea otters are on that list. I worked at the Central Coast Aquarium for a year, and now I major in marine science. And since I've lived so close to the ocean my whole life, otters have always been on my radar. And now there is a new finding that states that directly correlates cats with the death of sea otters through this single-celled parasite called Toxoplasma gondii. Otters are super important because they are a keystone species, which basically means that a lot of other different species rely on sea otters for their survival, mainly because of their consumption of sea urchins, which can, if not dealt with, create urchin barrens, which is just sea urchins and nothing else, because the urchins will eat all of the kelp, and a lot of biodiversity comes from the kelp. According to Smithsonian.com, 12 out of 116 sea otters died primarily from this parasite. Cats typically get it from their consumption of birds and rodents, but according to Science Daily, they are the only known hosts of the parasite, and they spread it to their environment through their feces. And sewage treatment facilities are not equipped to deal with this parasite, so you should definitely not flush your kitty litter down the toilet. According to Forbes study, the parasite, once it gets into the open ocean, it can also fall onto the kelp, and then creatures that eat that kelp are then eaten by the sea otters. And that's also how they get it, because the sea otters will ingest the parasite orally, and then the parasite will get up into their brain and then cause all sorts of problems like seizures, illnesses, and death. So, what can we do about it? First of all, if you have an outdoor cat, you should put a litter box both inside and outside. You should also always spay and neuter your cat, no matter what, because there are way too many cats. And also providing natural cover in your yard prevents runoff. So hopefully the water will just sink into the soil and be groundwater. And finally, always remember to dispose your cat's feces into the trash can and not in the toilets, because that's bad.